Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Man, where have y'all been? You guys have been MIA for a while. Uh, Obviously, you haven't. You guys are still there. I see y'all posting videos. Some of y'all daily. Some of y'all 2, 3 times a day, uh, which is cool. Um, I've been I've been on the viewing side for the past few weeks. It's been busy at work. It's been busy with the family. Uh, Tell you what, man. I remember my mama telling my brother and I. It was just my brother, my little brother, and me growing up. Uh, and for a long time, it was just mom, my brother, and me in Mexico because my dad was in the United States working. He was back in the 80s when the economy went belly up. The businesses that my dad managed went belly up right with it. So all his income, everything that um, the businesses that he managed just stopped making money because they relied on tourism in northern Mexico. A lot of Americans, because we lived in a border town, a lot of Americans would cross the border and go to eat and go to drink and go to, purchase and buy stuff, jewelry. I mean, you name it, they sold it at the businesses that my dad used to work at. So, but when the economy went belly up in the mid 80s, I think it was 84, 85. So I was born in 1980. My brother was born in 83. So we were very young when my dad ended up having to um, get sponsored by his sister to come and work over here in Texas. And it was all the way till 1992 by the time that he got his green card. Back then, there was like 3 or 4 different cards: yellow card, pink card. I think it was a blue card, and then the green card was your permanent resident card. uh, it was a process, and it still is a process. But that's a story for another day. We're not going to get into, uh, you know, the migratory status of currently of the United States and everything. But it is a process. It was a process. It's still a process, and it's an expensive process because I think altogether, for my dad to be able to bring us to the United States, I'm gonna say it was like 25,000, and this was back in the 90s, all the way until I got my green card right before I turned 18. Which I barely made it because if I would have turned 18 and didn't have my green card, I would have had to done it on my own because I was an adult by then. Um, so anyway, um, my mama and my brother and I, when we were growing up in Mexico, my mama always said that she always wanted to have more kids. So my brother and I, what time is it? I think it's about time to go, y'all. Um, my brother and I uh, were we always saw, and we had each other because that's all we had. It was just my brother and me. And we ended up kind of growing up, um, you know, wanting to have a family. So I ended up with four children, and my brother had 3. And man, I tell you what. Now, granted, I wouldn't have it any other way. I love my kids, um, every single one of them. They have a. I know that God has a plan for each one of them, and they wouldn't be here if it wasn't God's will for them to be here. But man, they're expensive. um, and I get why some people, get to post on a daily basis. It's not, everybody's in a different circumstance, different, you know, a different, just time in life, you know, in general. So right now, my time is I gotta work to feed 4 growing kids, and they don't eat like birds, like when they were little. Um, they eat like adults now because they're in middle school and high school, and one of them, actually my oldest daughter, she decided to take this semester off, and she's working. She got a job, and she's gonna start community college in the spring. But having said that, it's just been busy, y'all. All that ramble, just to say that it's been busy. I'm working on a big project this year at work. We're about to open our first middle school / high school, so it's going to be a secondary school at the school district that I work at. So I've been in meetings with the superintendent, with our technology consultant, all kinds of vendors about the network and the internet and the Wi-Fi, and what are we gonna do with this, and what devices are we using for students, and all this other stuff. So if you've been wondering where I've been, that's where I've been. And to tell you the truth, I haven't gotten any new knives, any new gear or anything like that. So it's hard to sometimes get on here and get people's attention, because we want to see the knives. I want to see the knives, I like to see, like Richter's Knives. There's so many good channels out there with awesome content. And it takes time to get there. It takes money to get there. Whether, I know that like Richter, and I know like Mike from Make Cutlery Great Again, like they're big traders either with leather or, all these other things, which is awesome. They found a space in this community to be able to trade, for knives or gear or whatever, and be able to, make content for y'all. And like sometimes I get, I'm not gonna lie, I get a little, I'm not gonna say depressed, but I get in this funk. And even my wife says, "What's wrong with you? Like, what's going on?" All this other stuff. And you get into this whole, you see somebody showing a knife, and I'm not even gonna get into like the whole GEC, drops and everything like that, because that's a totally different beast that I haven't, and I probably won't be able to get into in a while, just because of my current financial situation, but a lot of times, people say you buy with your eyes first, like we get on YouTube and we see, all these knives, and even like at this point, y'all, I haven't even, I think I've bought 2 brand new knives, like out of the box from Case. That's just the type of budget that I'm in, I want to make sure my kids are good, whatever they need in school, whatever they need for church. They love serving at church, so I'd rather spend time and money there than on any hobby that I have, so I haven't been buying much. I actually bought a knife this week. I've had, this is how much of a budget I'm in, okay? I save, I'll save $40, $50 a month. So I've had, and it's funny because I've used some of that for other things. Sometimes I don't even get me a knife that month or whatever. I think the last ones that I got were that those Amazon. What was it? I don't even remember. I think it was a couple of fixed blades. Oh yeah, it was um, the two like bushcraft blades that I got. Budget. They were like 20, 30, 20 bucks, $10, whatever it was. I don't know. Again, I haven't bought anything substantial in a while. I did hit up a couple of. I don't think I've shown them. I might have shown them on shorts, but I haven't gotten anything. So it's hard to get on here and say, "Hey, look at my empty hand." And like I said, I don't. I'm a pretty. I'm not saying that my mind is perfect and it works. Like it's in. I don't have. I don't get depressed because I know the triggers of getting there, and I automatically get myself out. I start going back to what the Bible says. Be content, be happy with what you have. So that gets me out of the funk, and because I know people, there's times that people will get into that funk, and like they'll take their channel down, they'll do all this stuff. I haven't. I'm not gonna do that. Granted, I haven't been posting. I've been posting shorts. I'm probably gonna stick to that. And then your random Bubba ramble. That's what I'm gonna call him, because Bubba likes his ramble. So I do too. I love getting on here and essentially just talking to y'all. But yeah, it's a struggle sometimes, y'all. It's a very, very big struggle. And I get it. A lot of the men and women out there, with their knife channels and collections and everything, they're not in the situation that I am. Like their kids are out of school, their kids are adults, like totally different situation. And it's funny because a few weeks ago we had a men's breakfast at church, and I ended up sitting with all the wise men from, well, not all, but a lot of the wise men from the church. And I see anybody that's older than me as wise because they've seen more than what I have. And it's funny because now other men in church that are younger than me with like babies and stuff are coming up to me and asking me, hey, this, that, or the other. So I'm that to them now too. I'm 45, but ended up sitting with all these guys that are either very close to retiring or already retired or have retired multiple times. So there was men at that. I think I was the way youngest one in that table at 45. I think most of the people were, 50, 55, all the way to, I think the oldest gentleman there was 75, I think. And they were telling me, I was telling them some of this stuff, telling them about, I don't tell anybody about my YouTube channel. My kids know, my wife, and that's about it. Like nobody other than these 4 or 5 men that I was sitting with, nobody knows about my YouTube channel. And I was telling them that day about it, and I'm happy, man. I'm happy because this is a way to share me, share my likes, share who I am with y'all, and I have yet to get any, backlash or anything like that. Everybody's very, very open, and I understand that not everybody on the knife community, the knife brotherhood, is Christian, and that's okay. I respect that. The God gave us a free will to believe and do whatever we want. We are free to do what we want, um, and that's okay. I respect you for your beliefs, and I know that you respect me for mine. So um, it is what it is, you know. But anyway, let me get to work. I'm in the highway right now, and I probably shouldn't be talking to y'all, but this highway is pretty good. I'm heading east on Highway 290 here in Central Texas, and the traffic is minimal compared to the traffic heading into Austin. It gets pretty crazy, really, really fast heading into Austin because everybody works in the city. I work by the cows, east, about 30 miles from Austin. Very rural. See, there's my Mexican coming out. Rural community, about 35 miles east of the city of Austin, the capital city here in Texas. So anyway, let me get to work, do a quick pocket dump for y'all, and then I'll let y'all go because I'm over here chit-chatting for 16 minutes already. So I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye. All right, we're back. Well, I'm back, I guess. Yeah, anyway, sorry, again, just a ramble this morning. Yeah, quick pocket dump. What am I carrying today? Little BPS knives. I believe this one's the Flynn Light. That's the one that I was looking for earlier. Flynn Light. Little fixed blade for Fixed Blade Friday. Then on the side for the Folding Hunter Friday, got this Coyote, Providence, USA. I believe these were made by not Camillus. What am I talking about? Colonial. Yeah, real nice folding hunter. You can see the Coyote etching there on the blade. This has done very minimal cutting. I'm not a hunter. I do want to get into it though. I'm not gonna lie. Watching a lot of these guys out there getting the deer and shoot, even squirrel. I've never eaten squirrel. One of those things that I just haven't gotten to eating. For the modern, I have this. What is this one? This one is a Ganzo. It's a button lock flipper. This thing is smooth as butter for like, I think, $30 that they go for. This one I got in a giveaway from Knife Detector here on YouTube. Shout out to Knife Detector. He's down in South Texas, in the Rio Grande Valley, where I have a bunch of family. He does pretty good content. I'm gonna tag him down below. He likes the vintage stuff, but he does get these moderns for review, and I just happened to win one this past week. So shout out to my brother, Knife Detector. This thing is awesome. I love it. It's kind of like gray, blue, G10. What else do I have? Is today the last day of October? So this month, and I think you guys have seen it, been carrying this Zippo with the 1959 penny. Shout out to my mama up in heaven. She's been watching over us from heaven since 2008. And the last thing, and this one's been on the daily carry, little SOG multi-tool. This thing is awesome. Got people starting to come in. So this one is the Power Pint. This thing is awesome. Awesome little flipper. But of course they would choose to come and park right next to me, whoever this is. So anyway, guys, thank you for checking this ramble out. Thank you for everybody that kind of sticks around. You guys see that sunset back there? Sunrise. What am I talking about? Thank God it's Friday. Before I leave y'all, before y'all go anywhere, let's read the verse of the day. I haven't even gotten to that today. I woke my kids up this morning. Let's see. Let me see. All right. Verse of the day. I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. And the life I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself to me. It's not about us, y'all. Even in the last video, I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. I was watching Brother Randy's Monday Inspirational on a Friday this morning, and he was talking about serving, and a lot of times we forget, we think that serving is preaching from the platform or singing from the platform, and we forget that serving starts at home with our family, and making sure that they're good before we do anything else with anybody else outside of our home. And then I personally believe that you serve at work, even though, yes, you're getting paid for what you do, but you serve. My mama always told me, everything you do as if it was done for God, so there's no fault in it. I can tell you that in my 45 years, and granted, I have not worked 45 years in my whole, the whole 45 years, but in my, 45 years and the years that I've been working, I have been fired 0 times. I've quit a few times because, when it's time to go, it's time to go. But I can tell you that any one of the jobs that I've left, I could call the supervisor, which most of them are still there, and they would hire me on the spot. And I'm not saying that to boast. I'm not saying that to say, ooh, I'm a great worker or this or that. No, I'm just saying that because everything that I've done at those jobs, it has been noted and noticed, and they would hire me right back up. That's it. That's what it is. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys have an awesome Friday. God bless you. God keep you. And yeah, don't forget, be the light. Deuces.